Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister planned to kill Daenerys Targaryen. Before being assigned to the Night's Watch, Jon Snow spoke with Tyrion about his future, during which he left hints for Jon Snow's upcoming series, The Queen of Ashes. In this video, we'll break down one of Game of Thrones' concluding moments and explain how it ties into the subsequent narrative. If you want to learn everything there is to know about the world of Game of Thrones, will it be that Jon was wrong to kill Daenerys? Welcome to the Buzz Bites. You may participate in our Funko Pops giveaway and win the novel Fire and Blood, from which the House of Dragon was adapted, by subscribing to this channel, liking this video, and commenting on which character you believe ought to rule. The winner will be announced soon after on November 30th. Two significant scenes in the final episode of the House of the Dragon included a conversation between Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion was imprisoned because he had freed Jaime, his brother, and Daenerys was angry with him because Tyrion had previously revealed to Varys who Jon really was, and Varys tried to persuade him to become king, but Varys paid the price by dying. So Tyrion ended up in prison. It's also possible that Tyrion believed that these were his final hours of life, and that Daenerys was the worst thing that could happen to the world. Since he was a young child, Tyrion has loved dragons, which is one of the reasons he found Daenerys to be so inspiring. However, he soon learned that the Dragon Mother posed the biggest threat to Westeros. Although Snow was blinded by his love for Daenerys, Tyrion tried to get Jon to understand that Daenerys was not fighting for honor or what was right. Instead, she just wanted to dominate and create a new world, even if it meant destroying the one she was in. Although Jon knew that Daenerys had committed a wrong, Tyrion persuaded him that the only way to stop her was for him to kill her. Tyrion does not directly ask Jon to kill Daenerys. Jon is aware that Sansa will not consent to living under the rule of the Mother of Dragons. Do you see your sisters bending the knee? With Winterfell in flames, the animosity between Daenerys and the Stark sisters might come to an end. When Jon ends Daenerys' life, he does so to ensure the survival of his sisters. After Jon ends Daenerys' life, he is imprisoned. Jon must decide whether to let the risk of the Stark family's ruin or stop it. Several hints concerning Jon Snow's next Game of Thrones season are presented when Tyrion confronts Jon after being thrown into the king's hand. The first is that Tyrion comments the solution was to send Jon back north to don his black coat once more, because the Unsullied One had asked for his head, and this would undoubtedly start a war with the Unsullied One at your head. So, the new king had decided to send you to the Night's Watch. No one was happy about this decision because of what you had fed him, and it's possible that Sansa would send the northern forces to save Jon. Also join the Night's Watch. Jon asks Tyrion if he truly made the correct choice, because he feels that what he did was wrong and doesn't seem right. But before leaving, Jon adds some unsettling things, so that did do it right here. Tyrion replies to question him 10 years later. When I return in 10 years, we can see two crucial differences. First, even though Jon chose to save his family, he still feels guilty about it. However, as Targaryens tend to be dreamers or possess supernatural abilities, we can't interpret Jon's feelings as guilt alone. In the books, Jon is no exception. He has the capacity to take control of his direwolf ghost's body. We saw how Jon was resurrected. So it's possible that the reason Jon can resurrect and exhibit supernatural abilities is because he has Stark and Targaryen blood. I repeat, we cannot take this feeling that Jon is having lightly, because it could be a kind of premonition. Perhaps Jon was not supposed to end an era's life. What Jon is feeling may not be shame or regret, but rather a feeling that something is wrong. However, the series finished in 2019, therefore we assume maybe we could witness a continuation of this drama in 2029. However, with the recent news, we know that Jon Snow's series is coming within the next 2 years. Tyrion said to question him in 10 years if he had made the correct decision. Tyrion was mentioned by Jon Snow as someone he would never see again. I don't think we'll ever see each other again, but Tyrion suggests that he will go all the way to the Great Wall to see Jon, which he already did in the first season. While seeing the hand of the king would make anyone want to hurl, I'm not so sure. Therefore, what could it be? Jon mentioned something that didn't seem like the right choice. For the men to survive the calms, the plots of Games of Thrones House of the Dragon connect here in accordance with the prophecy's dagger. Danger, the Iron Throne was destroyed in accordance with the prophecy that predicted the end of humanity. But this prophecy, or warning of Aegon the Conqueror, was not realized, suggesting that the Long Night may have only been the beginning. The promised prince, a woman or man of Targaryen descent, was never united with the Seven Kingdoms to fight against the White Walkers. Jon kills Daenerys because he doesn't know the prophecy. Instead, he was thinking about his sisters rather than the current state of the kingdom. If Daenerys was the promised prince, Jon would have wiped out humanity. However, if Jon truly is the promised prince, his journey is not yet complete if the White Walkers are still present. Bran Stark, the three-eyed raven, is now king, and Daenerys has passed away. I don't believe we need to wait 10 years to find out whether Jon made the right decision or not. The Mother of Dragons and the Queen of Ashes could return to life and seek vengeance, just as Jon has been resurrected, leaving Jon alone and without the support of the only person who could fly a dragon alongside him, Daenerys. Of course, as we have discussed in previous videos, there is a possibility that we will see Daenerys again in the series. Although Game of Thrones ended with a number of stories, the majority of them were left unresolved, and I believe this will serve as the basis for the following season. Tyrion might warn him that they made a terrible mistake by leaving Bran as king, and that they shouldn't have put an end to Daenerys' life. He could then ask Jon to take his place. This would be an intriguing way for the Jon Snow series to begin. Tyrion, as the heir, would be the best candidate to persuade Jon to take back his position. However, tell me what you think about everything. Why did Jon say that it didn't feel right what they did? And how do you think this relates to the upcoming Jon Snow sequel series? For more videos with theories, news, and tales from the Game of Thrones universe, check out our channel, Buzz Bites. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel.